and even the ones that are currently serving. So we don't regret the road that we didn't take, but the road that we didn't take may have been one that was a little bit easier, but it was a good road that we all took. So good morning, everybody. I'm Joe Austin II. I am a proud Daingerfield High School graduate, 1995. I was voted most likely to succeed. Also part of that 1995 state championship track team. No, track doesn't get that much attention because Daingerfield's a football school, right? But still, we did it, all right? We still did it. I'd like to thank all the faculty, all the administrators, the parents, all the students, and all the veterans that are here today. This is a great occasion. I'm always honored to speak on our nation's vets, not only because I'm one, but because there's a strong brother and sisterhood amongst all of the veterans. I tell you, for the younger ones, you can get a veteran and they won't even know anyone. You get two vets and you'll look at them and they'll start talking about some things and some of the things that they went through, and you think that they knew each other their whole life, and they didn't. But it's just that common blood that we have. Let me tell you another little trick. Any Air Force people in here besides me? Okay, I got one. Okay, all right. So, y'all listen, the Air Force is the best service, okay? Now I'm gonna have to run out of here when I say that. But there's a sibling rivalry, as we call it. The Army's gonna say they're the best, right?
We are the best.
The Marines are gonna say they're the best, right? No Marines? Okay. And then Navy's gonna say they're the best. Oh, come on, man. I know we got some other stuff too. We got Coast Guard. Coast Guard? Okay, I didn't think so. But the Air Force is the best, y'all. But we always fight like that, okay? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you something. At the end of the day, nobody better touch any one of them. Because we can talk noise to each other, but no one else can. All right? Kind of like in school with your friends. You know, and kind of like our football team. You know, we can say something, hey, okay, you missed that pass, or this is this, but don't let anybody else say it, right? You got that kind of pride. Same thing in the military. So I like to tell you guys that, say all right, so here we go. All right, so let me go back and just talk a little bit about what Veterans Day is really about. I want to tell you the difference, first of all, between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. A lot of times people get confused, so you guys gotta know the truth. So Memorial Day is when we talk about anyone that actually died in combat. Anyone that didn't make it back. You know, our memory, that's Memorial Day. So those that fought in World War I, II, Vietnam, overseas in the Gulf Wars and didn't make it back, that's Memorial Day. Veterans Day is for people like me, the ones that you can see here today, the ones that made it back, whether they served in peacetime or even in wartime. Those are the Veterans Day is the time that we serve them. So make sure you tell all the veterans, Happy Veterans Day, all right? Now, what does Veterans Day mean to me? I'll tell you this. Just like I talked about my dad earlier, I come from a long line of military people. My dad was in the Army. I have some uncles that were in the Army, and one uncle that actually is still missing in action in Vietnam. His helicopter crashed, and they never found him and some of his crew. So they actually changed it from missing in action to presumed killed in action. And every now and then we still get a notice that they've done some kind of research and they may have found some remains or a shirt or something to figure out if it was him. But right now they have not found him. But either way it goes, I have a lot of people that have served. I was the first Air Force person to serve though. But currently I have a second cousin who's a technical sergeant in Arizona that's also in the Air Force. His name is Gerard, so I'm really proud of him. For me, I met a lot of good people in the military. I can call out their names, but we stay here all day. But I would like to talk about one person, and his name is Dave Payne. Dave Payne was a guy that when he grew up, he didn't grow up in a place like Daingerfield. He grew up in a small town in Missouri, and actually, when he first met me, I was his first friend that looked like me. So he was a little taken aback and didn't know what to take of me, but we became best of friends. Not only do we have a common job to do, but after work, we go to the gym together, we go hang out together, and we had this brotherhood that even to this day, he reached out to me last week just to make sure that I was okay. And I've been out in the military now for 10 years. That's that tight brotherhood that we have. Also, I just got notified today, so this is not part of the program. One of the guys that I was mentoring when I was a lieutenant, he was a little troublemaker. Anybody here a little troublemaker at time? Anybody? Thank you for your honesty. So let me I've been there too, all right? I've been there, I'm gonna be honest as well. But let me tell you about him. When I was a lieutenant, I was in charge of him. He worked at the gym on the base, and he just handed out the towels, handed out the basketballs, but I saw a lot more potential in him. He wasn't doing some things right. I took him under my wing, and I told him, you know what? You need to fly. I love airplanes, right? Told him, you need to fly. So he started flying as a flight engineer. A flight engineer is the one that kind of makes sure the fuel and all the systems are all working so the pilots can fly the airplane right. Well, after that, he loved flying so much, just like me, that he got his pilot's license. And after he got his pilot's license, he became an Air Force pilot. Look at that. Well, years and years go down the road, I keep talking to him and giving him some advice. Today, I got a text from him, and he's retiring out the military, and he gave me a screenshot, and it said, "Hi, Scott. Based off of your strong characteristics and work ethics, we are now proud to bring you on board with American Airlines as a pilot." So just saying, somebody from a small town, somebody from a place that doesn't have the opportunities, the military can allow you to hone those skills to where you can actually reach your dreams. And that's what I did, and that's exactly what he did as well. Now, I'm not trying to tell any of y'all to go into the military, but if you do want to go, come talk to me, all right? So, saying that, I'm going to give you a couple things about me, my military fun times, a couple stories. I'm going to give you one story, and actually I'm going to wrap it up, because when I was in your seat, the last thing I wanted was some old guy talking for a long time. So, this airplane right here is very special to me. This is a Boeing 757. It's a C-32B. It's the Air Force nomenclature, based out of the New Jersey area. But I did some work on it over in Greenville, Texas. So actually about a little over about an hour or so from here, I got selected to go there. I didn't even know we had Air Force people there. But my boss told me, hey, you need to go over there and do some work. And so I went over there, and this was one of my babies that I had. I had this one, and I had about 40 other little small airplanes that were getting the bag out. Well, this one, when we got ready to do some testing, we would go out and talk to our ground stations, and we'd fly around and do all that. Well, one day we were flying, and I looked down and I said, wait a minute. I said, that's Lone Star Steel. No, that's what I call it, U.S. Steel. But I was like, that's Lone Star Steel right there. So my little airplane, we're out there doing testing, and we're flying right here, right over Daingerfield. And I think it was an interesting thing because this is where I ended up retiring at. So it kind of brought me full circle. I started out here in Daingerfield. I love Daingerfield. And then I'm flying on an airplane doing testing. And where do we fly? Right here over Daingerfield. So I love aviation. I love my country. I love all the students here in faculty, and especially the vets. So veterans, thank you for your service. And students, I got one thing I want you to do. Can y'all do this for me? One thing. So if your grandfather, your grandmother, your mom, dad, uncle, aunt, pastor, coach, somebody, everybody knows a veteran, right? I want you to go up to the veteran, and I want you to just say, hey, thank you for your service, and can you tell me one story? All right? Y'all got that? Thank you for your service, and tell me one story. Now let me tell you something though. When you say that to them, that veteran might have been kind of slouching down. They're going to stand up. They might put that chest out. They're going to get happy that you asked them that. And guess what else? It's probably going to take about 20 or 30 minutes for them to finish their story. So you know how when you're in trouble with your parents and you kind of stand like this and then you switch legs and then you lean a little bit? Be prepared for that. But I tell you, you're going to make that Veterans Day and you're going to learn something that's going to impact your life. All right? So thank you so much. You've been a great audience, and happy Veterans Day.